getting me?
Okay. There's not a whole lot of sun.
Okay.
I think you're good. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, tell us your name.
Willow Kane.
Cool. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Would you consider this like a beautiful day?
I consider, yeah, it's a really nice day outside today.
Well, what about it makes it nice?
I think the fact that it's like not too sunny because of the clouds, and there's a slight breeze, so it feels like fresher air.
Cool. Yeah. Do you consider yourself a spiritual or religious person?
I think so. I think I have been in an intern where I haven't really been focusing on it. I feel like I've been focusing on myself rather than like spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
But I would consider myself a spiritual person.
Cool. Do you feel connected to the environment and to the land around you?
I think so. I think having the name Willow, I feel like instantly connected with the environment.
Mm-hmm. That's funny. And do you think that your spiritual beliefs kind of informed that connection, or unrelated, or?
I think so. I think a lot more in the past couple years, just like being at this school and like being in like a Native American studies classes, like learning that like spirituality and like the environment can definitely be more interconnected than I would think.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's grown in the past couple of years.
Cool. And the last question, or two more. Do you think that spirituality and or religion has a role to play in addressing the climate crisis?
I think it definitely could, especially like with Native Americans. Like I feel like they could definitely help lead the way in that too.
Cool. All right, last question. Do you think the Earth loves you?
I would hope so.
Awesome. All right, ready? Okay. How are you doing today? And what's your name?
Doing well. My name's Sam Parker.
Cool. Nice to meet you, Sam.
Nice to meet you too, Sterling.
Would you consider this to be a beautiful day out, or maybe not so much? Or?
That's it. It's a beautiful day. Not raining at the moment.
Mm-hmm. What about it would you say is nice?
It's a appealing day to be outside. It's not too cold. Nice light outside.
Cool. Do you consider yourself a spiritual or religious person?
Somewhat in between the two.
Okay. And do you feel connected to the environment and the land around you?
I would say so.
Do you think that comes from your spiritual religious beliefs, or is it separate from that?
I would say that being more connected with the land and learning about nature is what led me towards being more spiritual and religious, actually.
Okay. What about learning about it, the environment, has brought you to that?
Kind of learning about all the interconnections and all things, and kind of the intelligence of everything and how everything fits so perfectly together and kind of grows in connection with one another.
Mm-hmm.
It made me feel like there's a lot more to life that we're kind of missing.
Cool. Do you think that spiritual or religious beliefs have a role to play in addressing the climate crisis? And if so, how do you think we could implement those?
I would say so. I think a lot of people lose hope in the face of these kind of problems, and so I think that a lot of the time religious and spiritual beliefs kind of push people to have more hope and take more responsibility for their actions rather than kind of being more nihilist and kind of giving up. But if people believe that there's more to life than just what we experience, then I think there's more inspiration to do good work for the betterment of the world.
Cool. That's it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hello, what's your name?
Elliot Hawkeiser.
Nice to meet you, Elliot. Do you think this is a beautiful day out?
Yeah, I think so. It's been raining a lot. I like it like this. I like it sunnier.
Nice. Yeah, like what about it makes it beautiful?
To me, I guess the reflection of like the sun on the water. I can see that in the distance over there on the coast. Everything's bright out, not really dreary. I like the warmth of the sun on my skin too.
Cool. Yeah, it is. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice day. Do you consider yourself to be spiritual or religious?
I do consider myself to be spiritual but a-religious.
Okay. And these beliefs, wait, do you feel connected to the environment and to the land?
That's a very interesting question because it kind of depends on the day, right? Because a lot of our environments that we live in are artificial, whether it's like your neighbor's lawn, just all the buildings, right? So when I'm out in nature, I certainly feel connected, but in town, maybe less connected to the environment, more connected to the people. Yeah.
Would you say when you do feel that connection, is that informed by your spiritual beliefs, or is it kind of separate from that?
It's the opposite. The environment I'm in kind of informs my spiritual beliefs. Yeah.
Cool. Do you feel that spirituality and religious beliefs have a role to play in addressing the climate crisis, and if so, how?
I think that it's a very complex question because when it comes to spirituality, I believe that there is an emphasis that needs to be put on being spiritual versus being religious. Because spiritual is more of a state of being, while being religious is a condition that is very dogmatic. There's beliefs that you are expected to hold on to. Whereas if you're spiritual, you can kind of work on your own beliefs and evolve from them and have your own perception on things that isn't rooted in theory.
Cool. And last question, do you think that the earth loves you?
No, I don't think that. I think even if the planet goes to shit and we all die, the earth will probably be fine. It's just all the other species we wiped out with us, you know? I think that the earth is the earth.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. How you doing? What's your name?
I'm okay. My name is Alina Ferguson.
Awesome. So would you consider this to be like a nice day out, beautiful day, or maybe not?
It's nice. I don't know if I call it beautiful. It's a bit chilly, but it's a nice day. There's no rain or hail or thunder, so
True.
yeah, it's a nice day.
There was last night.
Yes, that was kind of scary.
Yeah. What the parts you do like about what do you enjoy about it?
I like that it's calm. I like that it's, I don't know, I just like the way that the trees pop against like the very like white gray background. Yeah, I don't know. I just like the way that the trees look today. They look very like, they stand out a lot.
Definitely. I hadn't quite noticed that, but yeah, they do sort of.
Yeah,
with the
against
white
like
background.
the white gray. They're just like, whoa, trees.
Yeah. Do you consider yourself to be a spiritual or religious person?
Not religious. I'm not really sure about spiritual. I don't really know like how much that word encompasses. Like I guess I believe in the idea of like people having spirits and souls. But I actually don't know if I've ever thought about it.
Okay.
I've always assumed that those two, religion and spiritualism, kind of went hand in hand, so I've never been religious. So I never thought that like whether or not I could also call myself spiritual if I wasn't religious.
Yeah, for sure. Totally. Different question. Do you feel connected to the land, to the environment?
Definitely. I think that's my favorite part about definitely being here. I like, if I could, I would try and sleep up in the trees in like a Hunger Games style. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never, especially if they're outside, I try not to like mess with the animals outside because this was their land before it was mine. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally. Do you Do you think that spirituality or religion could hold a place in addressing the climate crisis? Potentially.
Yeah, actually, it could. I didn't think about it until now, but I definitely think that, there are a lot of people that are spiritual and that believe in, like being one with nature, being one with, you know, the earth. And I think that if you told them about what is happening to the earth, and some people feel that your spirit comes from the earth, and so if you mistreat it, then you're kind of mistreating yourself. So I think that would be an interesting way to look at trying to resolve the climate crisis.
Yeah, yeah. That's part of what this product is about. Just kind of looking at that as like another avenue, possibility in working towards some sort of, maybe not solution, but some way to start addressing the issue.
It's actually a really good idea because I feel like a lot of people don't try to target that part of climate change. I think that they just try to go from it at like a scientific perspective. So I think telling other people that your religion and spirituality like could come into play in helping resolve the climate crisis, I think that will open up to like a whole array of different audiences and people.
Cool. Great. Well, that's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very short.
Awesome. Let me know if you need anything else or if you need me to redo anything.
Oh yeah,
with the
you're good.
audience a little
Thank you. Cool. Okay. Hello. What's your name?
My name's Dagan Hammond.
Hi, Dagan. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Is this a beautiful day out?
It's a very beautiful day. My
Yeah.
goodness.
Mm-hmm.
The sun, the leaves, and flowers, and everything.
Yeah, yeah. That's basically the next question. Like, what about it makes it beautiful to you?
Oh, really? I don't know. Today seems very atmospheric. I guess I can really tell like spring is coming today, or spring is here. I know it's like kind of still in that spot where we have really overcast days and very cold days still, but I don't know. It's like in springs and falls, you can kind of like smell it in the air that like it is the way it is, but it's changing and it's going in a direction. And today definitely feels like it's gone in that direction.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. Do you consider yourself spiritual or religious?
You know, I was raised very specifically religious, not there anymore, so I would consider myself spiritual.
Cool. And do you feel connected to the environment and to the land around you?
I do. I think that I could always do better appreciating it, but I love spending time outside. I'm usually happiest when I spend most of my time outside, or at least a large portion of it outside and or moving outside specifically. I've lived in my fair share of cities and such, and I just couldn't find the same level of happiness or fulfillment in a place that didn't have a lot of nature around it.
Totally. Do your spiritual beliefs at all inform that like connection you have? Do you think, or is that unrelated?
I would say that I'd say for the most part, I think spirituality very much is dependent on the person and what type of value they can get out of things that are around them. I think that the environment is inherently a spiritual place for people who can and do appreciate it. I think for myself, I would not say that my spirituality is derived from nature, but it's a lot easier to explore it when I'm immersed in nature.
Cool. Two more questions. Do you feel that spiritual and or religious beliefs have a role to play in addressing the climate crisis?
I mean, if we could get a radical religion of climate pacifists, that would be nice. Probably effective. From everything that we've seen that religion tends to do, it's very good at mobilizing populations for sure. And as far as the social components or the social utility that religion usually serves to fulfill as some sort of governing body traditionally. If you think the Catholic Church or you think any type of tribal religion, I think the world would certainly benefit from incorporating sustainability and ecological practices into their religious beliefs. Because, I mean, it serves the community in the same way that religion is supposed to keep a community together. So, at this rate, if we can't find a different way to solve the problem, trying to mobilize consumer consciousness through religion definitely seems like an effective way to attempt to go about it.
Cool. And last one, do you think that the earth loves you?
You know, that one, I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. I would say if the earth is sentient, then it has a lot of reasons to hate me. But on days like this where you sit around and experience it and everything seems bright, it's hard not to feel part of it, if that makes sense. So I'm not sure.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, voice recording now. So, would you describe today as a beautiful day?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. What's the most beautiful part about it?
I like the people here.
Yeah.
But, you know, the blooming trees, and that there's some blooming trees now.
Yeah. Promise of spring, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, are you spiritual or religious? Would you consider yourself?
Yeah, I'm a follower of Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Is that denominational for you or non-denominational?
Non-denominational, yeah. Just believe what the Bible says and follow the Lord Jesus.
Wow, that's cool. Okay. Do you feel connected to the environment and the land?
I don't know, like connected, but I want to take care of it because
Yeah.
God created it, and I think nature is like a very direct way that God shows His care and His power and His love for mankind. Like He created everything very intentionally, very uniquely. Like all the same similar trees in this park, but like not one is exactly like the other. You know, same way these people that are out there, each one is unique and shows like God's very intimate care of us and of His creation, and I think creation testifies to who God is. So in that way, I really appreciate the nature that He's created, and yeah, want to take care of it.
That's cool.
So yeah,
Cool. Do these beliefs of like feeling like it's God's creation make you like respect the plants and animals a bit more?
yeah, I think so, because God created everything with value.
Yeah.
So I don't want to just treat it like it doesn't matter, because He created it to matter.
Yeah.
Most importantly, He created people in His own image, like that they have greater value than like plants and animals. So if it came down to it and I had to choose, choose to protect the person at the risk of harming the environment, I would choose the person. But it's like there's a stewardship we have to take care of the things around us.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is there specific part of the Bible that like really references that for you?
I think just in the very beginning in Genesis, where it talks about God created these things, like He spoke like trees and the land and the animals and people into existence, and after everything He was saying, this is good, And so, and after He created mankind, He said, let us create man in our own image. He created them male and female, and He said it's very good. So, you see that God has a satisfaction, and it, because of sin in our world, like even like it says in Romans 8, how even the creation is like groaning for God to be kind of restoring all things, and so I think there's like this longing that even nature has to fully be, because I think because of sin, like there's, people make selfish decisions, and some of that does harm the environment, like in pollution and stuff. So it's like trying to think of other specific verses that talk about nature. But there are a lot of things like I think it's Psalm 19 that says like the heavens declare the glory of God. And it's just like there's a lot of things, especially in the book of Psalms, that talk about nature, like really revealing Him, or like does the trees clap their hands? You know, Jesus when he was coming to Jerusalem, people were starting to praise Him because they realized He was the Messiah they were waiting for. And the religious leaders of the day said, "Stop! Get these people to stop praising you." He said, if they stop, the rocks are going to cry out, So there's a sense in which I don't think we totally understand that the natural world around us is like praising God, And I think we see it in just like the beauty of creation, but like I don't think we get the full depth of like the trees and the rocks and everything. It's like they're all made to glorify God, and then it makes me go, well, how much more should I, Because it's like God has given us a will to choose to worship Him.
That's amazing. I don't know.
Are you in the middle of a passionate conversation?
Maybe ours is interview.
I'm sorry.
I think they do it.
That's amazing.
I think they do it like one night at
do you feel that spiritual and religious beliefs could play a role in addressing the climate crisis? And if so, how?
The hula hoop. I think that like I said, it creates a level of awareness of your like responsibility to take care of the things and people around you. I don't know, like for people who don't believe in God at all, or who are kind of deny that there's a God, for them it doesn't matter. If we're just like bunches of like chemical reactions or things like that, it's like, well, what's the point of taking care of the world? And, you can go into it. So yeah, I think just having a respect for God and what He's done does help us to take care of the world He's created. Because I think it would just be irresponsible if we just went, well, only people matter, so we shouldn't. It's like part of taking care of people is taking care of the world that we're in,
Yeah, the future generations.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Well, that concludes this interview, but can I ask what your name is?
Lauren. Yeah. And your name?
Maddie.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too. Take care.
You too.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too. Take care.
You too.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too. Take care.
You too.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too. Take care.
You too.
Okay.